Good afternoon. Welcome to the afternoon experiment. My name is Emanuel Livingston. I'm with you probably till about 5 o'clock. I'm wore out, a little tired. Y'all know the drill. Just getting in from work, so on and so forth. But I definitely, there's a couple things that I want to discuss. But before I do that, you know how we do it here. If you don't know how we do it here, if this is your first time checking out the show, my name is Emanuel Livingston. My title, and I fought it as long as I could. My title is the King of Talk. The way we do this show is I start off the show by saying hello to the people. Oh, before I even, if this is your first time checking out the show, let me explain something. The reason I do this show is because people wanted me to do this show. Nobody pays me to do this show. I don't make money off of it. I don't sell ads, do anything in terms of getting sponsors. No one influences what I talk about but me. Me and me alone. But I do it because people asked me to do it. I worked at a radio station at once upon a time, and through a whole lot of different stuff, I ended up losing that job, getting fired, terminated. And people reached out to me and said, "Don't stop talking. Don't stop talking. We want to hear your views and your perspectives." I really didn't have any intention on continuing to do the show. But people said, "Don't stop talking. We want to hear you." So if it's 10 people watching, if it's 30 people watching, if it's 10,000 people watching, I'm doing the show for y'all. Okay? And because of that, I like to acknowledge y'all who asked me to keep doing this. So I say hello to the people when I start the show. So what I ask is that people type in hello or whatever your greeting is, because we like to be polite here. Type in whatever your greeting is and tell me where you're checking the show out from. If you're in the city of Cincinnati, tell me what part of town, what neighborhood, whatever. If you're in the greater Cincinnati area, then, say what city or whatever it is that you're in. Like, oh, I'm in Lincoln Heights, which is technically not Cincinnati. Mount Healthy, which is technically not Cincinnati. And if you're outside of the greater Cincinnati area, tell us where you're from. Someone's from Dallas, someone's from Pittsburgh, someone's from Boston, so on and so forth. And then I say hello to you, and then we begin the show. So in case you're wondering, like, man, he spent 20 minutes saying hi to people. It's because y'all are important. Y'all the reason why I do the show. And so I like to acknowledge you. All right, let's see. But this won't be 20 minutes because not a lot of people said hello to me today. Erica, representing Reading. Good afternoon. We got Robert in the house. Good afternoon, Robert. Anthony in the house, representing Wood. Good afternoon, Anthony. Preston, good afternoon. Preston's representing Avondale. We got Sea Breeze, representing Boston. Good afternoon. Moon, is that Rise? Moon Rise. Oh, because it's a little crescent moon there. Moon Rise, good afternoon. Daryl in the house, says he's present. Thank you for checking us out. We got Sean in the house. Good afternoon, Sean. Good afternoon. Lewis is here, representing Toyota. All right. Tria's in the house. Tria's classy. If you're new here and you're wondering how to be classy, check out Tria. Tria's in the house. She's representing Columbia Township. Good afternoon, Tria. Brent in the house, representing Dallas, Texas. Good afternoon, Brent. We got Jeannie Mulholland in the house. Something came up when I did that. I don't know why I feel like that's the way you should pronounce your name, Jeannie. I don't know if you do the soft H, the Mulholland, whatever. Change that. Mulholland. That's how you should do it. Good afternoon, Jeannie. We got Anthony. Anthony in the house, representing Gulf Manor. Good afternoon. Regina in the house, representing Madisonville. Good afternoon, Regina. Good afternoon, Brenda. Brenda's in the house, representing Fairfield. Good afternoon. We got Veronica in the house, representing the Embassy Suites. All right. Veronica, appreciate you checking us out. Comment about Ron. I don't know if Ron is going to disagree with me today, even though he finds a way to disagree with me like every day. But I like Ron. For those of you who don't know, Ron calls in and, he gets I say he gets emotional, but he's passionate. And then we go back and forth because I like going back and forth with Ron. I think he likes going back and forth with me. I met Ron at a school board meeting, and Ron was a cool dude. So yeah, we not beefing, even though it might sound like we are from time to time. Diane says she's representing Gulf Manor. All right, Diane, thank you. We got Jerica, who from time to time I would call Jerica, because there's another host in Cincinnati. His name is Lincoln Ware. He hosts a show on the local radio station, and he's not a strong reader, and so he sees things and he pronounces them the way that he pronounces them. For whatever reason, he pronounces her name Jerica, and I think that is hilarious. So sometimes I do it too. That's it. Terry, good afternoon, Jerica. Good afternoon. Terry, good afternoon. Terry's representing downtown. We got LaDonna representing East Price Hill. Drea in the house. Good afternoon, Drea. Good afternoon. Let me see. Steban in the house. Good afternoon, Steban. Regina says she enjoys the show. Thanks for doing it. Thank you. Thank you for enjoying it. I'm not saying that. Iona, good afternoon. Iona says don't stop. If I had a nickel for every time a lady said that to me. Let me see. We got Ron in the house. Good afternoon, Ron. Pamela representing North Avondale. Good afternoon, Pamela. Diane says, right, I enjoy the show. Keep going. We know you get tired. We appreciate you. Oh, thank you. I didn't read that one in advance. Albert, good afternoon, Albert. And Iona says she's representing Finneytown. Daryl says he's representing Forest Park in Venezuela, apparently. I don't know what that means. Let's see. I think Miss Pittsburgh, representing Pittsburgh. All right. Let's see. Tanika in the house. Good afternoon, Tanika. Appreciate you. Janice, who's still my favorite, even though I know she's a little bit of a hater. Janice is one of my haters, but she's my favorite person. When I say hater, that don't mean she really hates me. That just means she derives some sort of joy from challenging me all the time. And I enjoy that. And it means she gets irritated by some of the things that I do and say, and she lets me know about it. And to me, that makes you a hater. That hater's not necessarily bad over here. It's not necessarily bad. So Janice is one of my haters, and she's my favorite. Good afternoon, Janice, representing Cincinnati. Some would say, especially those in her generation, would say Cincinnati, Ohio. All right. Let's see. I think I got everybody. Carolyn in the house. Good afternoon, Carolyn. Good afternoon, Carolyn. Jerica says, I beat Nicholas. I would not. You are funny. Just so you know, you entertain the heck out of me all day when you comment. Jeffrey, good afternoon, representing Kennedy Heights. Um, Preston says, I can't speak for everyone, but I really appreciate you taking time to acknowledge everyone. Thank you. I enjoy it. When I say it's the best part of the show, I'll admit it's my favorite part of the show. It is my favorite part of the show. Seabreeze says, I actually agree with Ron today on Wyatt's show. I'm shocked. I agree with him too. Cindy in the house. Cindy says hi. Hi, Cindy. Did I say hi to Anthony? Anthony Prosser's in the house. Good afternoon, Anthony. Vincent in the house. Vincent is representing Landon. Okay, I put a check mark there. I'll address that in a minute. But good afternoon, Vincent. Good afternoon. Jenna says she's trying to make me a better man. I appreciate it. Nakia, love it. Now, you know people are mocking me for pronouncing your name that way. But, and correct me if I'm wrong, that's how you told me that it's supposed to be pronounced, although most people don't do it. It's not Nakia, it's Nakia. So if I'm wrong, tell me. Let's see. Seafree says it's the best part of the show becomes the afternoon smackdown after the hellos. No, it doesn't. Daryl says, Wyatt got Wyatt Live Plus. He's doing big things. What do you got? Oh, I can't tell you what I got. As always, I encourage people. I watch Wyatt's show almost every day. You know, when I get a chance, I always encourage people to check out Wyatt. You know, I don't know if there'll ever be another King and I don't know if that'll ever happen again, but either way it go, I still got nothing but love for that brother. He is all right with me. I always said this. We don't agree on everything, and we don't. And, you know, that just is what it is. But I still appreciate that brother coming with another perspective. That's what I appreciate. He comes with a different perspective. Again, like I said, I don't always agree with what he says and the way he views things and all of that kind of stuff. But I am not, whoever it is that called him a coon, hey, y'all was wrong for that. Just because you got a different perspective don't make you that. It wasn't me. And, you know, for those of y'all who may or may not be hating on him and saying negative things about him, there is no part of me that believes that Wyatt is doing anything in any sort of attempt to harm black people and to downgrade the black community. I don't believe that in any way, shape, or form that is his intent. I believe just the opposite. His intent is to uplift the people, and you know, he goes about it his way, which goes into, hold on, normally I wouldn't read this, but I'm gonna read this for a reason. I'm gonna read this one for a reason. I like you, not Wyatt. Sorry. Now, I read that for a reason, not to, you know, say, hey, people like me and they don't like Wyatt. No. I read that to say this. Look, I understand different people like different things. Trust me, there are people who don't like me and would prefer Wyatt. There are people who don't like me and would prefer Lincoln. There are people who don't like Lincoln and would prefer me. Don't like Lincoln and would prefer Wyatt. Don't like Wyatt and would prefer Lincoln. You know what I'm saying? Different people like what they like. Okay? My delivery is different than his delivery, which is different than Lincoln's delivery, which is different than, you know, somebody else's over here and somebody else over there. They're all different. And again, you like what you like. people like what they like or they like who they like. I'm going to tell y'all this, and I mean this from the bottom of my heart. Y'all will never, and I'm not saying that this was your attempt, Veronica. You will never, let me just say it like this. I'm not in competition with Wyatt. I'm not in competition with Lincoln. Somebody said that Nathan Ivy was coming back. I'm not in competition with Nathan. I see all of these different podcasts and whatnot on there that are going around. I'm not in competition with any of those people. And I want people to stop trying to create that competition. We don't have to compete. Trust me, my view on things is very different than Lincoln. And it's very different than Wyatt. And last time I heard Nathan, which was years and years and years ago, because y'all know he had me blocked, so I never could watch his show when he did it the first time, and I'm still blocked, so I won't be able to watch it, the new one. But my views are very different than his. Our views are all very different. And that's what I like about it. So I'm not competing with anybody. I know people get in people's ears. Oh, you shouldn't work with that guy. Oh, you shouldn't promote that guy. Oh, you shouldn't watch that guy. Oh, you shouldn't listen to that guy. Oh, that guy's an idiot. Oh, he brings your show down. Oh, you shouldn't let him comment. Oh, you shouldn't read his comments. Oh, you shouldn't this, you shouldn't that. I hear all of that stuff. But here's what I'm going to tell y'all about that. And then I'm going to let this whole thing go. I'm not beefing with Lincoln Ware. Lincoln Ware's beefing with me. But if Lincoln Ware said to me, you know, Emanuel, all is forgiven. I forgive you for telling the truth about me. And I want to do a show with you. I'd be right there. And I'd do the show with Lincoln. If Wyatt said to me, you know, hey, I want to do a show with you, I'd do a show with Wyatt. I'm not too sure about Nathan. That's a whole different issue. He spread lies about me to the community and all of that kind of stuff. So that's a different story. But I'm not against him. If you want to check out his show and support him. I'm not against him. And you couldn't come to me and say, you know, hey, Emanuel, I saw you doing that show with Lincoln, and Lincoln is, you know, not that smart, and you shouldn't be doing a show with a guy who's not that smart. And then I'll be thinking, like, he ain't that smart. I think I'm going to stop working with Lincoln. That's not going to happen with me. Hey, that Wyatt, he too conservative and he don't like black people, and maybe you shouldn't do your show with somebody who don't like black people. But that's not gonna work with me. I'm gonna still work with him. What if it's somebody you respect? Then if I respect them, then they understand who I am, and they probably not gonna come and say that stuff to me. So I appreciate you like me and not Wyatt, and that's fine. You don't have to be sorry about that. Just, there's room for all of us, and we can all be supportive or be supported by different people. And not liking me doesn't make you bad, doesn't make me bad. I think it was Twin last week. Twin said, Wyatt's show is better than yours. I'm not sure if he was joking or not. It don't matter. But I'm sure some people would look at it and say that. And I'm like, okay, cool. Go, Wyatt. I'm not that person. I'm not in competition. I told you I do this because y'all asked me to do it. So that's why I do it. All right, enough of that. So that's why I read that, just to say it's cool to like what you like and not like what you don't like. Nothing wrong with that. Landon. I forget who said they were in Landon. Tuesdays, at least for now, I will not be doing a show. I have a standing appointment in Landon um, in the afternoons. So for the foreseeable future, you won't see me on Tuesdays. But I'm considering maybe doing a Saturday show to replace the Tuesday that I'm missing. So maybe what I'll do, because y'all know me, I don't like to step on nobody's toes. Again, I say it's room for everybody. Raven is in there too. Room for Raven. Even though she only gets to do her show on the air on Saturdays. Maybe I'll start doing my show like immediately following her show. For people who like talk, then you watch Raven and then you watch me and then, we move on. But I'm not sure about that. I'm not committing to that. But I do know that Tuesdays are probably not going to happen moving forward. And it was a thing where, this thing had to happen. And in terms of when it could happen in my schedule, I couldn't push it back and I couldn't move it forward. It had to happen in this time slot, just in terms of my daily life. So yeah, I'll be out in Landon on Tuesday afternoons. Was something else I wanted to say. This daggone COVID. See, once you had the COVID, then it'd be hard to remember stuff. And then you combine that with the fact that I'm old now. So I had the COVID and I'm old. I can't remember what else I was about to say. Anthony says, I agree with I think he meant some of what you say, E, and some of what Wyatt says. Don't agree with everything from what anyone says. That means something is wrong with you, because you should agree with everything that I say. Myosha says, what did he lie on you about? Oh, we done went through this before. He lied and said, I got Jerry fired. And he went around spreading that lie to as many people as would listen to him. We went over that before. And it was clearly a lie. I did not have that power, authority, and knowledge that she was, going to be let go. So are you saying we don't have to choose which Cincinnati personality we listen to? Exactly. You can listen to all of them. All of them. Let's see. Maybe I could get a Jeff Weiler or Queen City Sausage endorsement deal. Tanika says Kovic. You know what? A lot of times I spend, whatever reason, I spend a good amount of time around some of the older people. Like I earlier today, this has nothing to do with what I was just saying there. Earlier today, I heard Stefan on the air, and he said something about the young youth. And that used to really get on my nerves. Because I'm like, the young youth. Now, he don't mean it this way, but technically, he could be talking about, 5, 6, 7, 8-year-olds. They're young youth. And then like 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, those would be the older youth. So I'm trying to let some stuff go. The young youth, it's all right with me now. Young youth. It sounds like overkill, but hey, it is what it is. Now I say all of that to say, sometimes lately I've been spending a lot more time with some of the older elders. And for whatever reason, Tanika, they call it COVID. And I've corrected them a couple times like it was COVID. The word is COVID. That's what I said, COVID. Like, all right, I'm not going to argue with you. If you want to call it COVID, you can call it COVID. I don't know why they call it COVID, but they call it COVID. I'm like, did you not hear what they said when they start saying it? Yeah, they say COVID. Like, no, they didn't. Okay. They said COVID. I don't know why they be pronouncing it like that. And it drives me crazy. It drives me crazy when they pronounce it like that. But, you know, they up there in years. If you want to call it COVID, just call it COVID. I don't understand though. Why? Why? They heard it at the same time I heard it. We all heard COVID. COVID. Okay. All right. You got the COVID. I really don't know what it is about some of my older elders that, you know, they mispronounce stuff and that is just stuff like Cincinnati. Where did they get Cincinnati? Where did they get Cincinnati? And it was like a whole lot of, because Janice says some older people. That's true. But it was a whole lot of them saying Cincinnati. A whole lot. I was like, where did it used to be Cincinnati? Like, no, it was never Cincinnati. Why do you say Cincinnati? What they do? I don't understand it. It vexes me, but it don't hurt nobody. It don't hurt nobody. All right. What do I want to talk about today? What do I want to talk about? Oh, thank you to everybody who came out on Friday, Silverton Cafe, and checked out the show. You know, the band, one of the bands actually that I sing with, performed Friday night at Silverton Cafe. A great time was had by all. It was a couple of my regular viewers / listeners who were there. And I appreciated y'all coming out. Had a good time, and y'all really seem to be having a really good time over there at the bar. So I'm glad everybody had fun. One of these days, I'm going to announce when and where the band is playing. A couple things got to happen before I do that. But one of these days, I'm actually going to announce it. What's got to happen? Here's what's got to happen. We got to get better. We had a few things that happened that frustrated me, and I'm, kind of trying to talk all of that kind of stuff. So there's a few things that happened that I was frustrated with, and I can't tell everybody, hey, come and check me out, when I know it's not gonna be, So one of these days I'm gonna announce it. When I announce it, that's when I think we're decent. That's when I think we decent, but that's when I'll be able to say, I think we're pretty good. Until I can say, I think we're pretty good, I won't be announcing it. CK.
Hey, how you doing, Mr. Livingston?
CK, I'm doing all right. How are you?
Man, it's a good ass show, man. I see you started at about 3:30. You know what I mean? 3:34. You know what I mean? Great show. Talking about we were going. Hey, I fired that boy up Friday, didn't he? That boy Twin was cussing me out while I was everything but the cigar, wasn't I?
He was upset. He was upset.
And then you hit him. You said, hold on, don't make me hang up on you for being super disrespectful. Oh, man. I got me one, didn't it? Words being thrown to explode on contact.
he was sensitive about being called gay.
Right, and everybody knew I was right because now.
Okay, you were cutting in and out.
That's why, and you listen. Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
I can hear you, but it's kind of cutting in and out.
Hello?
I don't know if it's you or if it's me.
No, I got to say that's me, man, because they ain't never had no problem with the folks.
Well, but it could be. I left this computer up all weekend, so the computer could need to be restarted. And this is coming off of that Chromebook, which is,
But I just want you to know the first thing he said. You know I was right about what I said. You know you ain't in that life, so you don't know. But you know I was right because the first thing he said, and you can read it. I should send it to was, "I'm gonna eat your ass alive." That's the first thing he responded back. Now, what's gayer than that sentence, King of
That
Talk?
don't. That's not that kind of eat your ass. He's not tossing salad. That's not what he's talking about.
You the King of Talk. Now we say that. Not, you, the words. Do you understand the words that are coming out of his mouth? This is not 1992, sir. That's when you joined the game. The game. Chicago. You forgot.
Stop it. That is clearly not what he was talking
You,
about. He was not talking about doing that. That is funny, though. It's funny because what if he actually was as some sort of a punishment for what you said? And he was going to toss your salad. That is horrible, but it is kind of funny. That's clearly not what he meant. That is clearly not what he meant.
Ain't that what they say all the time? You know we don't play these games. Come on, Livingston. You know this is what I hit him with the truth, and the truth hurt. I said, you joined it because you're weak. You can't stand alone. You know, this Cincinnati, man, we don't run. Gangs is not our culture. We're more about neighborhoods, right? We're not run by gangs in Cincinnati. So you go on and run for Chicago into your safe place, Cincinnati, because you know you can't turn Cincinnati to no gang play. We Cincinnati Reds. The Bloods use our colors, right?
It is a different culture.
For Compton in L.A.
We don't have that type of gang culture. But you're right.
Yeah, we don't even respect it. Because I would respect it in their environment, but you're not finna bring that here and think I'm gonna respect that. You got teenagers getting incarcerated, 14 years old to 38. That's gay, sir. They losing their virginity in prison. That's gay, sir. You know what I mean? This is what they're doing. So they in bad situations. And he got exposed because he knew the truth hit a nerve. He called you. It was so funny. It was like 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. He called your phone so quick when I hung up the phone. I was like, oh.
Look, CK.
It's a gang. I didn't.
CK.
Mm-hmm.
I don't perpetuate beefs. All right. So right. You seem to be a good dude. Twin seems to be a good dude. Y'all had a disagreement about some terminology that you used. I hope that you didn't necessarily mean it to be defamatory towards him, and I hope that his response, that he's calmed down a bit. I don't want to see no beef, no fight, no violence, no extreme animosity or any of that kind of stuff. So let's just say you said what you said, he said what he said, and let that be that.
Okay. All right.
All right.
Now let me hit you with this analogy. Okay. So if your son hits you up, right, just call you at any time. Be like, man, Pops, I need you, man. It's an emergency. Is you showing up? But he really can't talk about it on the phone. Is you showing up?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm on my way. When he said it's the emergency, I'm on my way out the door. Yes, I'm asking what's going on, blah, 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 because I want to be prepared. But when he say, Daddy, that's what they call me, Daddy, I need you. It's an emergency. My first move is, go upstairs and get something, because I don't know what the emergency is, but I need to be prepared for everything. So go upstairs and get something to be able to be helpful. And then I'm right out the door.
Okay, so I'm going to put you in a real life situation. So your son come to get you in an emergency. He gets in the car, you get him. Then he tells you he just committed a homicide, right?
Okay.
what do you do in that situation? Do you turn them in or do you ride with it? You can't even get them from a homicide.
It all depends. There's a really good chance I don't turn him in. What I probably do is call an attorney, and we talk to an attorney. So then that way the attorney can, tell us what to do and negotiate if somebody turning themselves in, negotiate that whole ordeal.
Okay, because the gentleman in Florida, he had his father come get him. The father came and got him. Boom. He found out it's a homicide scene. He don't do none of that. What you said. He wound up getting arrested months later because when he killed the guy, he shot him in front of police, but they got away. And they went into somebody's house and got a whole another kidnapping, but they got away. And the daddy came and got him. But the father, when arrested, he didn't never straighten out the daddy. He didn't say nothing. So the father eventually had to he had to cooperate because he needed his son to be like, look, I just called my daddy. He ain't got nothing to do with this. So he felt betrayed by the son. Like, look, if you ain't gonna tell these folks I ain't got nothing to do with it, man, I got to just tell them what happened. You think that's a responsible thing to do?
No, I really do. I think the responsible thing to do is to contact an attorney and sit down and have a conversation with an attorney about the situation, and then you can take the attorney's advice moving forward, or reject it, but at least you have
Right.
an attorney's advice.
Yeah, they rejected it. Now the father's gonna testify against the son on what happened, and now they talking about the father ain't no good. I'm like, he put his father in a tough situation, so I'm not really, you don't committed to act, so you can't if you're not gonna, like the father said, you got to tell these people that at least if you in jail for murder, just tell them I'm not no accomplice, son, or I'm gonna tell them that you called to come and get me. And see, that's this gang stuff we talking about. You know what I mean? You done put your daddy in some stuff that you got in with, and now he's the bad guy because he should be on you. You're his own son because you won't tell the people that my daddy ain't had nothing to do with it.
All right. Well,
you need your son to save you. To say just like you went to save him. Now you need, look, son, just like you said, you gonna without hesitation go get him. But when you in that jam, now you need him to step up. Look, my pops, man, just let my daddy go.
well, I'm pretty sure.
You feel me?
I'm pretty sure my son would say, like you said, my daddy didn't have nothing to do with it. I asked him to come and get me. He didn't know what was going on. He just came and got me, and that's that.
Oh, you think he'd be responsible and get you out there jam?
I mean, yeah, if he got caught up on the strength of something like that, no doubt about it. No doubt in my mind about it. Now, what would actually happen, you never know until it actually happens. But every part of me believes that my son would say, my dad had nothing to do with it. He didn't even know. I called him to pick me up, and he picked me up.
Yeah, I'm just giving you real life situations that even innocent people can find themselves in. I mean, so that guy sitting in prison facing a lengthy sentence, the father. And
now, somebody want to know, what story are you talking about? When did this happen?
This happened 2 years ago. K-So down in Jacksonville, Florida.
All right. So
yeah.
y'all can,
and that's why when we were talking Friday, they were talking about Lil J. Lil J is from the same gang as Twin, and that's what they was asking him about, Lil J. So you just can't respond emotionally to stuff. That's why you hit him with, why you if it ain't true, why is you reacting like this? Because it is true. I wasn't talking about him specifically. I was just talking about gangs in general.
All right,
you know what I mean? So you can't be offended. I'm not disrespecting the Bengals. I'm disrespecting the NFL, right?
All right.
That's different, right?
I
You
guess.
feel me?
I guess.
Yeah, you just
All
yeah.
right. Hey, I appreciate your
Yep.
call.
I'm gonna keep. Thank you.
All right. I think it was probably on my end that all of the breaking up was happening because this computer is freezing up a little bit. Um, but if I get another call, that is an if, then, we'll see. Then we'll see. Um, I didn't really want to. Twin,
What's up, man?
how you doing, sir?
I'm alright, Claire. Yeah, I like all y'all shows. Sometimes Lincoln be on BS. Sometimes you be on BS.
I'm never on BS.
I I can't say that about Wyatt and stuff. No, I'll just say you be extra, man. But
I,
Lincoln,
I know I'm just being silly.
no,
Bro. I'm just being silly.
that's a Democratic show or whatever. You can't say nothing about the Democrat. So other than that, you cool with me, man. I don't have no problems. I like listening. If I ain't like you and stuff, I wouldn't listen. I know it's an on and off button I can push or whatever. But you cool though. Sometimes you be extra though. Sometimes you be a gangster. Like Friday, you was a gangster. Sometimes tomorrow, hey, you might change like this weapon. Emmanuel,
Yes, sir.
I ain't got nothing. I engage with people on here. All fun and gang. Huh? Yeah. Thanks. I engage with people. No, you can keep it on there. Just bring the car back. Yeah, I engage with people on here, have fun and all that. No disrespect to people. I want to offend it. I want to offend what CK said. The point is, I was mad the way how he said. See, I wasn't asked to be in no game. It was my choice.
Mm-hmm.
Every man held accountable for their own actions. I wasn't asked to be in there. I saw what I liked up in there. Or whatever. Money, women. Hey, I can get it this easy. I'm gone. How to come up. But when he put the G and said it's gay and all that, and me growing up in Chicago where the gangs originated from, I ain't had no choice. It was by me. I mean, I had a choice to make, but that's what I choose to do. So you saying all this? If he was in my shoes, he stayed in Chicago, Emmanuel. He'd be saying I probably reverse it, probably say the same thing. I probably don't even think like that because you know why, Emmanuel? I know how Chicago is. See, if you know the history about Chicago, you would speak about Chicago. Damn, that's a rough, corrupt ass city. That's known for what originally was really where the gangs came from. So you can't speak about nothing that you don't know about. Me going to prison and all that, I ain't never looked at no goddamn man wanting to know motherfucking boy pussy. What the fuck I look like? I want a woman monkey. What are you talking about? Never looked at no man like that. That goofy gay stuff he be saying on people like that, man, I just cut off. I don't say nothing to you, man. Because the stuff that come out your mouth is so negative and goofy. Like guys like that, I'm cool with. I don't fuck with them, man. I go the other way, man. If I see them coming, I don't engage goofy shit like that, man. Let's move on, man. Last point. Why you talk the good thing today, good history topic, whatever on his show. And had that little SpongeBob SquarePants ass epitaph on there. And he never mentioned nothing about how they go help his community. Not the community, how they go help these kids. Only thing you heard, Emmanuel, is about taxes. Don't nobody got no strategy or solution in everything. Emmanuel, you think part of this, Emmanuel, is the parents' fault, them being single parents or whatever?
Of
Or
course,
you
that's a part of it. Yeah.
oh,
There's so.
People keep saying parents.
Go ahead, Twin.
Huh?
Twin, let me do this.
What you say, man?
I'm gonna hang up on you, and then you call back. Give it about 45 seconds, and then
Hello?
call right back. Okay, Twin. I didn't hang up yet. Twin. Okay, he might actually still be on there. Look like this laptop is frozen. So I don't like this daggone Chromebook. Now, let me shut the Chromebook down. I got to restart the Chromebook. Got to restart the Chromebook. It's Chromebook. I guess part of it is my fault. This Chromebook been on steady for a while. I hope I remember the password. Is that the right password? Yeah, look like it. Okay. Excuse me, y'all. Give me a second. Y'all know I can't type and talk at the same time. Otherwise, I'll be saying whatever it is I'm typing. All right, there we go. Boom. Boom. Open up. Open. Look like it's opening. It's pretending to open. Oh, that's the other thing about a Chromebook. I can't have too many tabs open. Otherwise, it's over. I could have 12,000 tabs open on my Mac. If I got 7 of them open on this Chromebook, all hell gonna break loose. All right, let me see. Let me call Twin back. Twin. Hold on. Yeah, call Twin.
Hello.
Twin!
Yeah.
All right, sorry about that.
Man, between you and White, I don't know who worse, man. Y'all had all weekend to get y'all equipment together for Monday, man.
I'm pretty sure Wyatt is worser.
Yeah, yours like that too. I just caught up with. No, man, but still, man, I just don't like people saying stuff out their mouth that they don't know what they talking about. I mean, CK cool, but hey, we disagree on things, but when you start doing that disrespectful and all that goofy stuff, I'm not with that, man. Especially the nation and everything, you doing that goofy stuff. No, I'm not with that. I wouldn't disrespect you, whatever you was in your organization, wherever you did. Like,
Right.
I wouldn't do that.
No, but we
I'm
heard
cool
all
with
of that. Yeah, we heard all of that. Then you moved on. You was talking about parents and single parents and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, we can turn back to that, the good part. Yeah, but why? Why? Man, you look at it like this. Sometimes, let me how I want to put it. Do you think that it's just because a person that's single, a parent, a mom that's single, that a kid got to be like that or whatever?
No, not at all.
So I know a lot of women that raised their son or their daughter, whatever, and they came out perfect and everything. I think it's just a Me Too ass nigga that hang around the wrong crowd, and I think it's social media that's pumping these stuff out. I mean, these little issues out to these kids, and the kids fall into the trap, and now they want to wear gold chains or go out and shoot up the school. I mean, shoot up the block and all that. So sometimes, man, I just don't be want to blame the parent for that, man. For their kids' action, man. We can't. I don't think so, because she trying her best, working 3 jobs, and she got 4, 5 kids in the same house, and she's stressful, and she can't do the help them with their homework and all that. But you look at it this way: the people, they keep blaming the parents though, but ain't there some type of? Remember back in the day? I don't know if they did it then, but remember back in the day that the school used to carry, man. They should check on why you got holes in your shirt, why your shoes like that and all. Remember back in the day, you used to care and love on kids.
No,
What happened to that, man?
I don't ever remember that being the case.
Oh, so they ain't did that down here or something? Or you probably wasn't around the environment?
In the environment I was in, I never saw that ever.
Okay, when I was growing up, that's how the community used to love on the kids, man. Like you ain't eat today. What size shirt you need? Or what like?
Well,
now
now
they
you're
tell
talking
you,
about something different because first you said the school did it. Now you're talking about the community did it. I remember when the
it was
community
both
did it.
ways, man.
Well, hold on,
I'm
but
saying the school
no,
too.
no, there.
They used to care about the kids.
But that's what I'm
What are you
saying.
talking?
I don't ever remember the school caring about the kids, but I think the community still cares about the kids.
The school did care about. When you came to school, your shirt would have a hole in it, your shoes was all got holes in it, or you just come to school smell like hot piss and all that. The school used to care, man. Like we need to go do a welfare check. Then they good welfare check on DCFS, taking the kids. You got spoiled milk that's been in the refrigerator for God knows what, rats traps around, little boo boo pamper over there in the closet and stuff. Come on, man. They used to care, man.
I don't ever remember
Man,
that being the school. I don't ever. I'm not saying it didn't happen. I'm saying I don't ever.
They probably just didn't do it. Well, they probably just didn't do it in here, in Cincinnati.
Maybe.
I know where I come from. They did, man. Well, I grew up around it too, man. When you were failing in school, never your teacher knew you were failing. They would send like a little tutor to you, help you out with your after school program, really help you out. They really don't engage like that no more, man. It's every man for themselves. Now they get to dope you up with ADHD. Oh, he got a problem. Real pass, he got ADHD. Come on, man. It's crazy how society is. They never talk about it today. The only thing they talk about on the radio is taxes. That's the only thing they brought up in Trump. Man, that's crazy. All right, man. I got boxes to put with, man.
All right, put the boxes
Nice
away.
engaging with you, man.
Have a good one.
All right.
Thank you.
All
Thank
right.
you, sir.
Yep.
All right, that was Twin. How was the call quality? Call quality was fine. Yeah, I don't ever remember. And again, I'm not saying it didn't happen. He asked me, did I remember? I don't ever remember that happening. I remember going to school with holes in the bottom of my shoes. I know teachers saw it. Ain't nobody say nothing. So I don't ever remember it happen. I remember friends going to school kind of dirty and dusty and not smelling good. I don't ever remember the teacher saying anything. Ever. So, but that's just because I don't remember it and I didn't see it doesn't mean it didn't happen. Oh, come on. Hold on. Now, caller, if I hit enter, will it take it? Stop. Caller, I see your call, but Chromebook ain't letting me answer it. Come on, Chromebook. Hold on. We're gonna restart Chromebook again. I'm sorry. And we got a hard restart it. Hold it down, let it power off. And then hold it down and let it power back on. Me and Chromebook are not having a good day. I might have to switch it over to the Mac. I'm going to try this one last time. And then if Chromebook still act up, we switching it over to the Mac. Having it on the Mac creates some problems. Which is why I bought this is the only reason that I bought the Chromebook. LaDonna say, let that thing go. It's relatively new. I haven't had this for 6 months? I bought a brand new Chromebook. It should work. All right, I'm not restoring anything. All right, we're going to try this one more time. One more time. Oh, I'll let y'all know when it's open. And whoever that was calling in could call. All right. All right. Whoever that was can call in. I will never buy another Chromebook. I did not think that it would be a problem to just be able to open up a web page and use the internet phone system on a web page. I didn't think it would overload the Chromebook. I was like, I need to do this, and this would be an easy way to do it. All right. Caller.
Hey, how you doing? Can you hear me?
I can hear you now.
Okay, yeah. Fame Rothstein, how are you doing?
Fame, I'm doing good. How are you?
All right. I'm pleasant per usual. I'm sorry that you're having phone trouble. And I'm gonna try to be brief. Whatever's going on with those two callers, Twin and TK, it's none of my business. So whenever they mad about what each other, it's their issue. But I'm gonna say this about it. This is one thing that really chaps my ass about these podcasts. People out here, they only want to talk about you, not you, the show. They talk about the caller instead of talking about what the caller said. It's like, cut that punk ass shit out. Talk about what I said. Don't talk about me personally, because now I got to come back at you. You know what I'm saying? I don't know who started what between them two. I don't even know if that's necessarily the issue. But I've noticed that. A lot of people do that in their little comments. They say something personal about you, about the caller. It's like, cut that fucking shit out. You don't like what I'm saying? Find a way to reply about what I'm saying, not about me. I'm not going to say any names, but there's 2 or 3 people, specifically that do that. It's like, I run up on you, how to keep that same energy. You know what I'm saying? But, I'm not promoting anything. I'm just saying.
Well, you kind of are.
Sounds
But
like, well, I apologize. I don't mean to come off as that. I wouldn't hurt a fly. A very nice guy, demure gentleman. I'm just tired of all the scurrilous accusations in the comments from these people.
all right.
You know what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
However, sounds like you should have came to my spaghetti aplenty dinner. I heard y'all bringing up certain individuals again in nonsense.
No, nothing. Just somebody was mentioning that they like one show over the other show. And my whole point of saying all of that stuff was to say, I'm not battling with anybody. I'm not competing with anybody. And you allowed to like whatever it is you want to like and not like whatever it is you want to not like. That's it. No beef.
Oh, okay. Okay, good. I'm glad to hear, because, between even if I include Lincoln Ware, the 4 of y'all, each of y'all bring something different to the table that I personally can enjoy from. You know what I'm saying? One person, like Lincoln, being the elder, you know what I'm saying? I can appreciate his perspective. I can appreciate you and, the other 3 of you all, from being my contemporaries just about. You know what I'm saying? But I did not like hearing what you were saying about the schools didn't care about the kids. But when I was in school, they did those very things, talking about like your schools, your clothes seem dirty and you're always unkempt. What's going on? You know what I'm saying? I've seen them do that to people when I was a kid. You didn't notice that type of behavior from teachers and administrators in the
not
school?
even one time. And I had some dirty ass friends. You know what I'm saying? I had some poor, dirty friends who wasn't being raised right and all of that kind of stuff. And every once in a while, you need a little something to eat, blah blah blah, all of that kind of stuff. And I've been some of all of that as well. And no, not one time did I ever see anyone from the school community step in and attempt to investigate or help. Not once. That don't mean it didn't happen. That just means I never saw it. Hello? Faye? Oh, it ain't fame. It's the laptop. Hold on. I'm gonna have to switch over. Sorry, y'all. I gotta make some changes. The laptop done froze up again. Fame will come in the middle of saying something. He think I hung up on him, probably. Go to the trusty Mac. I think I might have to reroute some stuff. Let's just shut you down. We shutting the Chromebook down all the way. I'll deal with it later on this evening. Chromebook is shut down. All right. Somebody give me a call. 513-717-5464. 513-717-5464. It doesn't matter. I just need to check my settings on the Mac and make it all better. Daggone Chromebook. See, I've never had a Chromebook. So I didn't know how trash. I don't want to call them, because I don't want to get sued for saying that they're trash. All right, Twin called. Somebody else is calling. Twin. But you can hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Okay. And I can hear you. Can y'all hear Twin? Hold on, let me see. Twin, say something for me.
Yeah. Y'all hear me?
Hold on. They might not be able to hear you. Let me see. Audio settings. Speaker. All right, say something now, Twin. Twin? Oh, I couldn't hear him that time. Hold on. Twin?
Yeah.
Okay, hold on a second. I gotta. Oh, I can't do that because I already got that in there. Hold on. All right, now say something.
You hear me?
I can hear you. I don't know if they can hear you. Try it one more time.
You hear me?
All right, there we go. Got you now. Thank you,
Is
sir.
it working? Huh?
I said thank you. I got you now.
All right.
All right. All right. Y'all said it was still low. I think he was talking a little low, but we'll try it out. We'll figure it out. For the next call. Let's see. I was about to talk about something. Twin brought up a couple issues. Okay, a lot of people have heard that there was a 16-year-old young man who was shot and killed down on the banks. And I don't know anything about the specifics of anything that happened. But here's what I know. It ties into the issue of violence in the community. Now, some people are saying, look, here's the only question that need to be asked. And Janice, please don't let me forget to address what you asked me about the caller Craig. I want to address that. But let me say this while it's still on my mind, because this is much more important than Craig. I heard somebody saying that the only question that need to be asked is, why was he down there? I reject that. It's not the only question that need to be asked. It's a very important question. Why was a 16-year-old downtown at 2-something in the morning on Saturday what do you call it when you're with somebody to, I had 17th degree COVID, and so I can't think of the word. Where you take someone down there to oversee them to make sure that they're doing what they're supposed to be doing and to protect them and make sure that they're safe. Like I take the little baby somewhere, but if the little baby is off somewhere, I can't think of the word, but y'all know what I'm talking about. Unaccompanied, unsupervised, both of those words would have been fine, and I couldn't think of any of them. So that is an important question. It's a really important question, but it's not the only question. Because I'd like to think that a 16-year-old can go downtown unsupervised and not end up dead. I like to think that a 6-year-old should be able to walk around unsupervised and not end up shot, right? So, sure, if I let a 6-year-old out and they end up getting shot, sure, first question you're probably going to ask is, why was a 6-year unchaperoned was the word I was looking for? Thank everybody. Well, why would you let a 6-year-old downtown by themselves, unchaperoned, run around the Dora district or whatever? Very important question. Not the only question. Because I think that the more important question, maybe not more important, but a different question that has to be asked is, what is happening culturally that people can't have disagreements without resorting to violence? Because even if somehow a 16-year-old or a 6-year-old ends up in a place where they're not supposed to be, unchaperoned, unsupervised, and all of that kind of stuff, and then they get into an argument with another 6-year-old who happened to be down there, or with a grown person that happened to be down there, and somehow they end up getting shot, the question is, why are people being so violent? Because look, just, parents, take care of your kids and be responsible for your kids sounds great as the answer. It is an answer. But this is not a simple problem. It's not a simple problem. Ron, hold on just a moment if you don't mind. And y'all tell me if y'all hear an echo as well. But Ron, let me finish this and then I'll get to you. It's such a multi-pronged problem that to suggest, as say a Lincoln Ware suggests, it's just the young people. It's young people. It's not the answer. It's not. Because everybody that's running around shooting people ain't young.
And young, shit.
And everybody getting shot ain't young. It's some old, I saw a story not too long ago, a dude was 40-something years old. Just got shot. Was his mama responsible for that? No. We have a violence problem. We have a problem with people being able to control I'm going to say control their temper, and I feel like that's super duper underselling it. Since Ron is on the phone, me and Ron get into a beef over there at CPS school board meeting. It should never end in Ron shooting me to death. That should not be, well, what was he doing over at the CPS meeting? No, that's not the question. Why is Ron shooting people over a disagreement? And how can we change that mentality along with, why was he down there unsupervised? That's a legitimate question. I'm not trying to diminish that. It's a legitimate question. And if he's not down there, then sure, it didn't happen there at that time on that day in that way. But if the mentality of people is still to, and I don't even want to, the rumor or whatever that I heard. I have no idea. It's just what I heard. I think I heard Twin say it was over something. I don't know if it was over that. I don't know. But if, I'm going to use some old nonsensical 80s stuff. If me stepping on your shoe gets me killed, it don't matter if I step on your shoe at 2:30 in the morning on the banks or 3 o'clock in the afternoon in Clifton. We need to address, why is a 16-year-old down at the banks at 2:30 in the morning? We also need to address, how does stepping on your shoe lead to me being dead? So these are all issues that need to be addressed. And it's not an easy thing. And I'm saying, all right, you do have hunger out there. I'm not saying hunger is the reason why people shooting each other, but hunger might lead to something that leads to something. And you have to deal with all of that kind of stuff. You do have parents not paying attention to their kids. You do have economic issues going on. And there's a lot of stuff going on. And I always say this, and it frustrates me so. I don't have an answer. Do I believe that we're ever going to get to a point where there's no violence in our society? No. Do I believe you can, curb some of the violence? Hopefully. But I don't believe that you can just deal with one part of a multi-pronged issue and expect that to solve everything. Your part might be helpful, and her part is helpful, and then his part is helpful, and then her part is helpful. And I keep saying this, and I guess people think I'm a joke. Because, I like to have fun. I guess people think I'm a joke, and so you can't take what I'm saying serious. But look, I've never heard the spokesman for the Kidney Foundation get mad at the spokesman for the Heart Association. I've never heard the spokesman for the Heart Association get mad and diminish the spokesperson for the Cancer Association. Never heard the Cancer Association get mad at the AIDS. I don't know what they are exactly now, but them. You know what I'm saying? Because everybody we all want to live longer. But you like, man, people dying of heart disease. Well, people dying of cancer. Well, people dying of kidney disease. Well, people dying of it. And everybody just go about handling their stuff instead of trying to put the other people down like, your stuff ain't as important as my stuff. My stuff is that if we cure cancer, people will stop dying. Like, no, people still gonna die of other stuff. We need to work on your area. Some areas are more critical than others. But I want us as people, as we search for solutions to these problems, to stop putting down people who see the problem from a different vantage point and want to address this portion of the problem. I want to address drug use. Drugs ain't the issue. If drugs was the issue, it would only be drug dealers and drug users getting killed. See, that's stupid. That ain't the problem. The problem is they hungry. But no, that ain't the problem, because if all it was, they would just be hungry people, but that ain't what they doing. The problem is the parents. Well, no, it ain't just the parents, because if it was just parents, then only the single parent families or parents who don't pay no attention, them would be the only ones getting killed. It ain't them. It's you know what I'm saying? It's always something. It's something. It's all of it. You're all right. You're all right. So you get out there and you hammer home and fight your fight without diminishing everybody else's fight. I think that's about it. Ron.
What's up?
How you doing?
I'm good. Okay, now, I heard the news story about that on Saturday morning. And the first thing I thought about was you.
and the conversation that we had on Friday, or the commentary that you gave on Friday. And I don't know if you remember what all you said, but the reason that I thought about you is the father that was, a gun rights advocate, and he's the gun rights advocate because of a shooting he was involved in, and then his father or his son was involved in the shooting, and then his son, of course, was consequently killed. And like I said, I thought about what you said on Friday when you were talking about perpetuating the behavior that we do. And I mean, we do it. And I called on some other stuff on Friday, but when you said that, you were exactly right. And I just wondered what perpetuated the shootings that his father and his father's father were in, and we just have to cut out certain behaviors, and we don't have all the answers. Don't nobody have all the answers. And, like you said, gun violence is going to be a part of our society until they take all the guns away. And which that they're not going to do that. So we have to be not as violent and try to do what things we need to do to combat all of this stuff. It's just like, I mean, they snuck all of this stuff in on us. Those video games and all this stuff. We all thought that shit was harmless. We all thought it was harmless. Until the asteroids became what is it, GTA, and the other all those shooting games and everything. And I mean, it's just we have to change behaviors, and we're not going to do it. It's not going to be a thing that poverty. That's we're going to. They're going to bring us out of poverty, and black people are going to do the things that we need to do in order to do everything, in order to do what needs to be done. It's not going to be about just black people. It's going to be everybody. That's why I was so upset about, and I wasn't upset, but that's why I took the attitude that I took when they called him KKK Craig on Friday. That's why, I just took that stance, because it's all about love, and everybody ain't gonna love everybody, but we got to start somewhere. And that's why I was curious about what you were going to say about what Craig said, because I was fading in and out of the show on this morning. So,
well, I'll address the Craig thing while you're on the line, so you can respond.
Okay.
So you can give the Republican response. I'm just teasing you. I'm just teasing.
I know.
Look, I told people a long time ago that what I saw in Craig, in his comments, in the way that he conducted himself, looked like racism to me.
Yeah.
It looked like racism. It feel like racism. It sound like racism to me. But I told people this was years ago. And, people didn't want to believe me. What I'm saying? He was good at playing the nice guy, and Emanuel's just a problem, and he don't like Lincoln Ware, and he ain't good at his job, and blah blah blah. But I don't care about that little stuff. I know what I was seeing and hearing from him.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to do one of those I told you so things, but I understand people don't. I tell people I probably could, if I really sat down and write it out, tell people a laundry list of things that I told y'all before y'all started believing it. I probably could, but for some people, and maybe this is a good thing, people won't take somebody else's word for it. People need to see it for themselves. But I think what happens, Ron, is when you hear people calling him stuff like KK Craig and all of that kind of stuff, I think what you hear is you hear people trying to warn other people who may not recognize it yet. Like, take everything this person says with a grain of salt or dismiss it because we see this same thing. There seems to be a racist agenda going on. And Ron, I would say this, and this is why I was bothered by your comment. If I know somebody to be, let's say, an actual Klansman, right? Mm-hmm. Intent on distracting and harming my people, and I let him take off his Klan costume and walk into a crowd of my people and start trying to stir them up and say things, but try to seem like he's super nice and friendly and knowledgeable and all that kind of stuff, I would be wrong to not say, hey, y'all, don't listen to this dude. He's a Klansman. He's trying to get y'all all riled up. He's an actual Klansman. And then if somebody ran up while I was saying this dude is a Klansman, trying to warn all my people because I know what he's trying to do, then if somebody runs up like, hey, that's hateful, don't call him a Klansman, that's we need to embrace people, and that's hate, and we can't, I would have a problem, which is why I had a problem with what you said, because it's just people, in my opinion, just people trying to alert people who haven't caught on to it for themselves, like open, as they say, open that third eye and see what we see. This dude sure sounds racist to me, and be aware of that.
So now I understand that. I mean, again, you would do black people disservice if you didn't want it. And I don't know, Craig. I see some of his comments. I've heard him call, and for the last few years and whatnot. I don't see a problem with what. Let me say that. Let me say it a different way. Timothy Heidel and Craig say some racially insensitive things, but we don't have to be racially insensitive when we complain about race. I mean, it's just perpetuating perpetuating stereotypes and hateful things. And some things, it's just time out for all of this. It's just like, they claim Trump a racist. Well, hell, we done put up with every last racist president that we had, and the Democrats had the most racist president, and Clinton locking all of our black folk up, and we don't have to put up with racism. We gonna have to put up with racism. We gonna have to put up with racism. I told you I had to put up with a racist doctor on Friday. I mean, just because if we see something, again, we like they say, if you see something, say something. We can't pick and choose. Now, I know a whole lot about these motherfuckers in Cincinnati picking and choosing about who they who they say are racist or not. So I mean, I just don't want to, you can't fool me with all that old bullshit again. Cause I know that black folk just as racist as white folk. Some black folk are just as racist as white folk, and even more racist when you consider that they'll take a life of their brother. So you can miss me with all that old bullshit when we're trying to make something better. And that's why I always say that we can't make nothing better because we all on that old bullshit. We hate each other for no reason. And I mean, like people, like Brett, keep telling me that Donald Trump my savior. He know that now. He know that I don't want to call myself a Christian because I don't believe I'm a Christian anymore. But he know that I know God. He know that. He know that. But he keep telling me, Trump is my savior. Trump is and trying to get under my skin, and he know that offends me, and he know it offends me. But why would he keep doing that shit? And see, the thing about it is now, and I'm just being honest because if I've seen him, I might, no, I would. I'd challenge him. Say that shit to my face. Now, it wouldn't be right. It wouldn't be right, but he done irritated me to
Wait, hold on. I just want to understand something.
But I'm just saying. Let me finish. Just let
Okay.
me finish just real quick. He done irritated me to death. But that wouldn't be right because that would be me being getting into an altercation with my brother, and I don't have to because I mean a mother down now. You can say anything that you would say. Oh, why would you let somebody get on your skin like that? And it is what it is, and it shouldn't be. I shouldn't have to have that problem with a motherfucker disrespecting me, and that's a part of all that shit. That's a line of that.
Look, Ron,
That's
one of these days, as a nation and specifically as a culture, we're gonna have to move past don't say anything disrespectful to me. You can't make people respect you. And as long as people aren't doing, and this is just the way until we come to this conclusion, which I don't know that we will because too many people are so deeply entrenched in this belief system. Once we move past the belief that it's okay for me to get into a physical altercation because of somebody's words, if we never move past that, we ain't never moving past this issue that we see of violence in our community. And as older people, as long as we keep saying it, we gonna do it, perpetuating it, bragging about it, and kind of acquiescing just to the fact that this is just the way it is, we gonna keep passing it on to our young people, and they gonna keep shooting each other over nonsense. Because when you say, Ron, I'll say when he see me say it to my face and an altercation is gonna happen, that's number one, that's crazy. But on the other side of that, Ron, it's not just crazy. What young people hear when they hear that, young people don't hear altercation. Young people hear, I'm a shooting, I'm a killing. And when they say it, they mean it. They not walking around out here with guns for nothing. They mean it. If you say something disrespectful, it's going to be an altercation. And their altercation is, I'm going to pull out my gun and I'm going to take your life.
Yeah. And what the trick is, like I said, now, like Tria said it to me. And you say little stuff like to get under my skin too. But I ain't never,
I never say anything to get under your skin.
you say plenty of shit to get under my
No,
skin, but
I say stuff.
you might not do it on purpose.
No. I
but
say
you get under
stuff.
my skin.
Hopefully to make you think and or to have fun. I'm really not trying to get under your skin.
Yeah, but I mean, but I know that you don't mean no bad intention.
Yes.
And it's a level. It's just levels of that shit. It's just levels of that shit. That's why I mean, trying to stay away from your brother and Brett, but they be pulling me back in. But I mean, it's levels to that shit. I don't care if somebody smack your wife. That's an extreme disrespect,
But that's a physical act.
Somebody, yes, and I'll back off of that. But if somebody is real disrespectful to your wife, you gonna handle that shit. You gonna handle that shit.
Well, hopefully the way that I handle it, because I'm aware of the fact that, there are steps that a person can take. We gonna remove ourselves from the situation before I go to swinging. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's get out of the situation. They got to follow me and then follow me and then follow me in order for, you know what I'm saying, something to escalate, because I'm aware I have some problem solving skills, and then we gotta talk. You know what I'm saying? Like, bruh, what's up? What's going on? What's your problem? What did we do to you? Where is this coming from? You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of stuff got to happen before hands get to flying.
But that's an altercation. I didn't say I was going to. That's probably foolish. I want to smack his ass so bad. But I wouldn't smack him, but I would tell him, no, what's that shit you were saying? But that's an altercation. That's an altercation waiting to happen. You don't want to do that shit. And it's levels to that shit. It's just levels of disrespect. Come.
I didn't say anything.
Oh, no, I said come. I'm talking to my dog.
Oh.
Yeah. But it's just levels to that shit, man. And like I said,
that sounds like the same thing these young people say out here. And when I say young, I'm not necessarily talking teenagers, but older people too. But the same thing these young people say out here on these street corners with their guns in their pockets is levels to this. Don't be disrespectful. So I don't know that it's fair to expect the culture to change if we continue to perpetuate that culture.
I'm guilty. See, I'm guilty. I mean, I never, I never drank and know stuff like that around my son or did drugs like that when he was younger. He do plenty of drugs now, but I wouldn't, I was aggressive when he was coming up. And again, that's what made me think about you in that shooting on Saturday night, because of what you said on Friday. And like you said, that the old heads need to back up and let the people, let young people do church and picket and all the stuff, the things that they used to do. You were correct, and you the king of talk. You can get that off today. You were correct about what you said, and you correct now. All right,
Ron. I appreciate you calling. All right, that was Ron. How was the call quality? It was good. They're asking me how was the call quality after all of this. I don't know. Yeah, I want to see violence in the community stop. I don't see a path towards that. Look, I'll be honest. If you got every parent, which how you do it becomes the question. Not saying that it needs to be done. That's not the question. You know, when somebody goes to the doctor with an issue and they say you got high blood pressure, you need to get your blood pressure down. The question typically come back is, how do I do that? Now I identified what the problem is. I know what I need to do. The question becomes, how do I do it? How do I do it? How do I feed all of these young people out here in these streets? How do I create situations, economic equity and housing and all that kind of stuff? How do I get parents to be more responsible? How do we hold parents accountable? It's not just we need to hold parents accountable. We need to feed these kids. We need economic equity. We need better housing. How do we do it? You didn't give me the answer when you said we need to feed these kids. You identified what the end goal is. The answer is, how do we get to the end goal? B-Rap.
Hey, what's going on, Emanuel? How you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm doing all right, man. I'm hearing what you're saying, man, with everything that's going on. And I agree with you, and everything is making sense to what you're saying, man. I have no disagreement with you. I just want to add on to that with America and the history of us, with us being in slavery, and everything like that, and us having our own cities, our own towns, and our own government that's been destroyed by the sanction of the United States government on our behalf. Our riches have got taken, everything. It's going to take a whole restructural, it's going to take the whole system to change in order to get not the majority of our people, but the small minority, to get them to change, because nowadays in our families, everybody has a ratchet person in our families now, and with violence and everything going on, it's going to take a system change, and it's going to be more than just voting. So I just wanted to get that in real quick, man. I'm hearing everything that you're saying, but as far as like you said, that people blaming it on this and people blaming it on that, single parents, it's just not single parents, because there's a lot of guys that's in jail right now that got their ass whooped when they was kids. So whooping's not the answer. Two-parent households is not the answer. The only thing is a whole restructure of the system and the education of educating our children about self-knowledge, who we really are, where we really come from, and the things that we did right here in America. From down south to the West Coast to the East Coast, the system just has to change and tell these kids, black and white, the truth about the original 13 colonies, how slavery came about, how the structure of how white people got all their riches, and just segue out real quick, man. Timothy, Hadel, and KKK Craig, Ron, them dudes are racist. They think George Floyd died of fentanyl. They just be in black folks' business just to stir up controversy and really just to get under Mr. Ware's skin. So anyway, man, that's all I'm saying, man. You hitting everything on point, man. I agree with you on everything you saying.
All right, B-Rap. Hey, I appreciate the call, man.
All right, thanks, man.
All right. I think the only thing I disagree with is they don't do it to get under Mr. Ware's skin, because they know it doesn't actually get under his skin. They do it to, like you said, cause that confusion. Look, people don't do certain stuff thinking that it's going to have a huge impact, right? People do certain stuff. Brent, hold on a second. Let me finish this and then I'll come to you. People do certain stuff. People are shoot, I'm missing a word again. Well, people, they have a plan when they start doing certain stuff, right? If you give me a group of 100 teens and I want to turn one or two of them, I might come in talking that stuff. I know I'm not going to reach 100 of them, but I might reach one or two. And that is enough to cause the chaos, the change in mindset of that one or two people who will then begin to spread that to their sphere of influence. So when they come in talking that stuff, they don't think they're getting on Lincoln's nerves. They're Craig, I believe, and Lincoln are friends. They call each other and talk off air. They're friends. So he's not trying to get on Lincoln's nerves. What he's trying to do, in my opinion, is poison one or two people watching and listening. Because if he can get one or two of y'all, he can, and Ron, I'm using you as the example, so please don't be offended because I don't mean it in this way. But if he can create 2, 3, 4 Rons, and when I say Rons, all of the stuff that I've heard my whole life is wrong. And, hey, these things are right. What Trump is the answer, and black people are racist, and this and that. Then you can go spread that to all of these other people. I know I'm not going to get the majority of them. But if I keep saying it, and I say it enough, I can get a few. And then that infection will spread. They are, I still don't, when you have a plan, what did you call it when you have a plan and you really plan things out, and so you go about it in such a way as to, there's a word I'm looking for, but I had 17th degree COVID, so I can't think of the word that I'm looking for. It's not meticulous, but there's a word. They know what they're doing is the bottom line. Agenda. They have an agenda going in, and it's well thought out. They're strategic. It's well thought out in advance. So it's not just, I'm on here just saying stuff for fun, just to irritate these people. No, they have a plan. There's an actual plan that they're working on. They're not just having fun. All right, Brent.
Hey, what's going on, E-Man?
How you doing?
I'm all right. Yeah, and Lincoln, unfortunately, he's a transactional guy. And in the past, Craig has bought him brown liquor and bought him gift cards. So, Lincoln's motto is, if it's free, it's for me. So I think a lot of cases he sees the gift as, well, he's not as bad as folks say he is, or he's being misunderstood, which in a lot of respects is sad. Just like the one time when his daughter had called into the show, and Craig essentially said, she doesn't sound as dumb as she is. And everybody in the chat went at him. Everybody. And then at the walking club the following day, not only did Tamiko get up in Craig's chest, but Miss Sharon got up in Craig's chest. And from my conversation with Lincoln did nothing and said, he really didn't mean it. Which, to me, that was just super frustrating for me, because if my wife jumped, I got to jump first and then figure out what happened afterward. And it ain't going to be... It's like, hey, except with the bear and everything, we still have to hash that one all the way out. We gotta come up with a plan first. If we ever out in the woods and the bear comes up, what are we gonna do? But Craig know what he does. He's able to fool Lincoln, and to say that you fooled a senior citizen doesn't say much of your persuasion skills. Or you get people who may have medical conditions to agree with you. Okay, so you're going after the most vulnerable in the community. So that's I give no credence to that. But just want to hit on a couple of things really quick here. You're talking about the Cincinnati elders calling it Cincinnati.
Yes.
I could tell you that it's not restricted to Cincinnati elders, because my grandmother loved her to death. Anything she cooks is just top notch. But grandma be mispronouncing words. And one time she sent me to the corner store and she was like, get some Suffers flour. And I'm like, huh? Get some Suffers flour. I'm like, okay.
Get some what?
So I went to get some Suffers and flour. I'll get there. But I went to the store. It came back. I'm like, well, Grandma, here's the sugar. Here's a pound of bologna, whatever. I couldn't find no Suffers and flour. And she was like, oh, okay. And she went in the cupboard, in the pantry, and got out some all-purpose flour and some baking soda. And then I was like, oh, Grandma wanted me to get some self-rising flour. And I couldn't understand what the world she was saying.
Yeah.
And that's one of many things. And another thing, because I always have to remind my wife, I'm like, hey, Grandma got, probably with grandchildren, probably got over 50 grandchildren. She was, her and Grandpa were fruitful, and they multiplied, and then they multiplied. But I tell her, I'm like, look, don't get offended if she mispronounces your name, because her oldest granddaughter is my big sister, my oldest sister. And to this day, she still calls her Tabitha, even though her name is Tabitha. So every time I was like, Dave, don't, just take it easy, But yeah. So it's just not a Cincinnati thing.
Yeah, my daughter's name is Imani.
Mm-hmm.
My daddy, till the day he passed away, called her Imanti. Every time he got and he was he got that T in there. He hit the T really hard. Like, and I'll be like, that is not how you pronounce her name. And then he would slow it down. Imanti. And I'll be like, no, Daddy. It's Imani. No T. Imanti. Come here, Imanti. I'll be like, it's cool. He ain't gonna change. He ain't gonna change. He been calling you this your whole life. You are Imanti to him, and it is what it is.
Exactly. Yeah, you just got to roll with it, and I'm sure Grandma, maybe she didn't fix it and then forget it, but hey, I love her anyway, and looking forward. Hopefully, we'll be able to go there for Thanksgiving. So all I got to do is just show up and eat and pass out.
That's right.
Let that ice do the work. But yeah. I wanted to apologize for last week, especially to LaDonna, and even now that she's experiencing allergy symptoms and everything. There's a study done that 7 out of 10 doctors say that the wrestling report will help ease those symptoms. So it's time for the wrestling report.
I've heard of that study, just so you know.
Yes. See, so I got to know when to confirm it. So it has to be true. It has to be. But from Monday. Just a couple things from Monday. Did you see the re-debut of Uncle Howdy?
I did. Yes.
And how Uncle Howdy killed half of the mid-carters and jobbers and security, and I think even killed the what do you call it? The general manager. I'm like, what in the world? It looked like what was his name? Little.
Shorty G.
Olympic. Yeah, Shorty G. Yeah.
What is his name? I can't think of his name right now.
Yeah. Well, whatever his name. It looked like he shot him in the head.
It did look like he shot him in the head.
I'm like, what in the world is going on? So I don't know where they're taking this. Maybe they're trying to get it ready to go over to Netflix. To where they could do any and everything, but I'm sure there's some traumatized and scarred kids that were there that saw everything.
Chad Gable, thank you, Steban. Chad Gable.
Yeah, Chad Gable. Yeah, but I'm like, what? And they even took out Braun Strowman, and I'm like, what in the world?
No. They didn't take out Braun Strowman.
I could have swore I saw Braun Strowman too.
No. Braun wasn't in the building.
Okay, but man, but that was crazy.
Hey, Brent, that stuff can be traumatizing. Here, wrestling traumatized me. I was a kid. You remember the storyline where the Undertaker was feuding with the Ultimate Warrior, and he locked him in the casket and turned the key, and took the key and left. And then when they finally pried the casket open, you could see the scratch marks in the top of the casket, and he was laying there, and they started doing CPR on him. I'm not gonna lie, I was scarred for probably a couple of months behind that. Like, oh my God, it was so traumatizing to me. And I mean, I knew it wasn't, you know what I'm saying? I hate to use the term real, but I knew it wasn't real. But for whatever reason, that traumatized me. And I couldn't imagine if I'd have been a little younger and hadn't worked out in my brain that this stuff is a script and a storyline. I'd have been all messed up.
Oh yeah. Just like when, goodness, this go back to the NWA days when the Great Kabuki was feuding with Dusty Rhodes, and Gary Hart came out there and they handed Gordon Soley a black rose and said, "Give this black rose to Dusty Rhodes' mama." And the black rose is a symbol of death. I'm like, oh, he's gonna kill Dusty Rhodes. No.
Yes.
So that is just wild in how they did that. But jumping over to SmackDown, did you have a chance to see SmackDown Friday?
I saw the recaps.
Okay, all right. So at the end of the show, looks like Cody Rhodes is about to get some get back on the current head of the table, Solo Sikoa, but out of the crowd comes the Samoan werewolf. I didn't even know they had werewolves on the Isle of Samoa, but Jacob Fatu.
Yeah.
And he came and whooped everybody, and he has the best Samoan drop. I'm telling all the other brothers and cousins need to emulate his Samoan drop, because when he grabs you, he hooks both your arm and your leg and fall back, not just do like a back body drop, which the Usos and the rest of them like doing.
I might have to go and check it out because I didn't see it. I like when somebody executes a move really well.
Yes, he does it with force, how the Wild Samoans used to do it.
Okay.
Where you're like, oh yeah, they hurt. But he shows up now. So now you have, is it 4? Yeah, you have 4 members of this new bloodline, which what folks are saying, this is going to lead to a bloodline on bloodline feud. And the word is that the final boss is really over this version of the bloodline. And so it's going to be Roman, the Usos, and who else? Maybe Hikuleo, the other one of the Haku's sons that's supposed to be coming in. So we may have a more Samoan on Samoan violence at War Games or something like that. So,
and look,
that's one.
They're doing a good job because you figure the storyline is about over, but they're doing a really good job with the storyline. And I said years ago when they kept trying to push Roman Reigns as the face and all that kind of stuff, he's just going to win the title and babyface. I said they need to turn him heel. That's the only way he gonna get over is you turn him heel, you let him have a good run as heel, and then you got to turn him face, and then he'll be massive. But until you turn him heel, you can't. It's not gonna work.
It's so much easier to hate someone than it is to like them and to really get behind them and ride with them.
Yes.
Because even Cody, heel Cody Rhodes is way better than face Cody Rhodes.
Yes.
And when you look at the iteration, even goodness, heel Hollywood Hulk Hogan is better than regular Hulk Hogan.
Well, I don't like any version of Hulk Hogan, but
yeah, for a whole nother level of reasons. I definitely understand.
No, I've never liked Hulk Hogan. Nothing about Hulk Hogan have I ever liked, and I don't know why, but I've never liked him. And then when all that other stuff came out, I was like, maybe that was why. Maybe just intuitively I knew something, but yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I was always an NWA, Ric Flair, Dusty Rhodes type fan. So
same here.
Him coming in there and getting beat down, then all of a sudden he hulks up in the 5 moves of doom. Yeah, I like, come on now. Similar to the reason why I really didn't like John Cena
Yeah.
He does the same thing.
Same here.
You beat the dog snot out of him. You choke slam him through one of those searchlights, and then he shows up Monday walking around like, come on now, you're supposed to be gone for 3 weeks. You know, sell the injuries like they used to do back in the day.
Yes.
But, yeah. But all right, well, hopefully, LaDonna, if you check your symptoms, they should be eased about right now. If not, just let me know in the comments.
Before you go, Brent, I got a question for you.
Yeah.
This is an old school NWA question.
Okay.
Which was better? When the Four Horsemen broke Dusty Rhodes' ankle, or when the Four Horsemen attacked him in the parking lot of Crockett Productions?
Oh, in the parking lot. Where they attacked him in the parking lot and broke his arm in the drop top door? Yes, in the parking lot. And man, as a kid, I was so upset with the Four Horsemen and you know, in tears. And why they beat up Dusty? I'm like, Dusty would just come in there and he would mention that he just played Foursquare with a bunch of kids, and next thing you know, all the horsemen come out and beat him up. I'm like, he wasn't even talking about you. What? Leave that man alone.
Okay.
But yeah, oh yeah, that was classic. But yeah, those feuds, you know, the feuds of you remember from your childhood, they just seem to become larger than life. But I definitely remember that when I was like, no, they beat him up again. And it wasn't until I got older where I started saying, oh, the Horsemen, that was it. That was an excellent, well-executed angle.
Yes, it was. All right, Brent. Hey, I appreciate your call.
Take it easy.
All right. Sean says the parking lot. Okay, all right. See, I like the broken ankle better. I thought Dusty did a much better job of acting with the broken ankle. A part of me believed they broke Dusty's ankle. Every time somebody would touch him, he was just so, you know, when they blurred out the arm and they was bashing him in the arm. But I was with him on the ankle. I would take the ankle break over the parking lot. But they were both really good. All right, y'all. I'm about to get out of here. Before I go, this is the last show of the week, I believe. I might be here Friday. But Tuesday, you know, I told you I have a thing in Landon. Wednesday and Thursday, I'm in Detroit. And so I might be back in time Friday to do the show. But I'm not sure. So Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, I will definitely not be here. Wednesday and Thursday, like I said, I'm up in Detroit. Tuesdays are just, if you missed the beginning of the show, Tuesdays, I will not be doing the show for the foreseeable future, but I'm thinking about adding Saturday to make up for Tuesday. But I am out of town on work. Because I do have a job on Wednesday and Thursday. Oh, let me grab this before I get out of here. Key!
Hey, what's going on, Emanuel? Just saying, hey. I heard you say you weren't going to be here for the rest of the week, so just saying, hey, enjoy yourself and be safe, and talk to you next time you come on the air.
All right, Key, I appreciate you. Which angle did you like better, Key?
As far as what?
The broken ankle or the parking lot?
What? I heard you saying that, like, what you talking about on wrestling? Or what you talking about?
Yes, wrestling.
The broken ankle or the parking lot? I'm trying to figure out what's the parking lot.
No, I'm just teasing you. I know you don't know what I'm talking about. I'm just giving you a hard time.
No, because I know, like, the figure four leg lock. I know what that is, but I thought that was, like, one of those kind of moves, like something with the new wrestling that I don't know nothing about. Hey, Anthony.
Now, this is old school. When the Four Horsemen, I think this was the original Four Horsemen, if I remember. Ole Anderson was still with them. Caught Dusty Rhodes as he was pulling into the parking lot of Jim Crockett Productions, and they assaulted him. They strapped his arm to the back of the truck, and then somebody took, I don't remember, did they beat him with a bat? I think they bashed his arm and broke his arm with a bat. as he was.
So they did that in real life, or this was like supposed to be fake?
Yeah, they did it in real life.
Oh my goodness. So okay, so and this was on the news, or this was like a skit that they showed us.
No, they recorded it themselves and they showed it on WTBS.
Oh, okay. So it wasn't real, right? Or did they really hurt him like that?
They broke that man's arm.
Oh my goodness, savages. Hey, Trish. I know. I still want to see that video of you when you told us you was a wrestler, but you ain't got no wrestling outfit, no pictures, or nothing. That ain't no.
No, we didn't.
Now.
We didn't record our
Real
stuff.
right.
We just did what we did.
Right. So you ain't no true wrestler because you supposed to. I supposed to see a uniform, some pictures. You supposed to have all that stuff. Why you get so quiet?
Gorgeous Rick Rhodes was
Right.
one hell of a wrestler. He was world champion multiple times, world tag team champion multiple times. He was the national wrestling champion multiple times.
Right. Where's these awards at? Where's these pictures of this stuff? We need the proof.
I did not.
We can't be just telling us
I
that.
did not keep the belts and the championships and all of that kind of stuff. But just take my word for it.
Is you sure it was you and not Dave Stinger? Because I heard y'all look just alike. Y'all could be twins.
I've heard that we look alike too. I don't see it, but trust me when I tell you it was a real thing, and he knew what he was doing.
That's why you keep blinking. You blink once for.
I'm blinking because that's how we as humans moisturize our eyeballs.
You blinking, you rocking, your wrists look like you rubbing your knees. You doing all that stuff. You leaning to the side like you sleepy.
I am actually a little sleepy.
I see you.
Key,
all right, Emanuel. I'm going to go ahead and let you go.
I appreciate your call, Key.
All right, you enjoy yourself, okay, and be safe.
All right, thank you.
All right, bye.
Hold on. Somebody asked me, what do I do in my job? I thought I explained this before. I work for a production company. We produce television, gospel music television content. And that's what we do. Look up Gospel Superfest. You see some of the best musical artists and performances in gospel music. And, those shows get recorded and edited and distributed. And a lot of work goes into all of that stuff. So, yeah, that's what I do. Almost every day. I am working on an actual national. Actually, it's not just syndicated nationally. These shows get seen in different parts of the world, in many parts of the world. So it's, yeah. I want to say what, but I don't want to say it and be wrong. You have to use the right language. Like it's the most watched Black gospel program or whatever. I don't remember, so I'm not saying that, but it's something like that, or the most syndicated national gospel something like that. It's kind of a deal. It's kind of a deal. So that's what I do. One of my jobs. All right, y'all. I got to get out of here again. I won't be here Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday. I might be here on Friday, but I'm not promising that. I'm not sure if I'll be back from Detroit in time, and if when I get back, I'll feel like doing a show on Friday. But I want everybody to get out. And the weather is actually not that bad, and it's not raining yet. So if you want to get out and enjoy some of this weather, do that. If not, you just want to hang out and chill around the house, do that too. Do whatever it is you want to do, whatever makes you happy. I do want you to do me one favor. And that is, be the reason that somebody smiles today. And let me whether you tell them a good joke, you remind them of a good time that y'all had together, like call your girlfriends or your dudes and talk about that time when y'all went out of town and had the best time ever, and just laugh about it. If call your moms or your grandma and say, your mom or your grandma and say, how you doing? And remember something about when you was a kid, and y'all talk and laugh about it. Do something. Be the reason that somebody smiles today. Till next time, I'm out, y'all. Peace.